Well, it's no surprise, really, is it, that Harry has appeared on a podcast called The Armchair Expert once again, and this is dropped in the US overnight. And he talks about his drug abuse and how he blames the royal family, directly his father and Queen Camilla, on his drug abuse. He is saying that his upbringing led him to use drugs so he can kind of tone out that trauma that he received whilst, being in the royal family. He explains how he wanted out and why he wanted out. We've heard this all before. He's rehashing old stuff, and that's what Harry does. But what never ceases to amaze me is that these two always want to be the centre of the universe, the centre of, the news, the centre of everything. They always have to rehash old crap. He goes on about mental health and how his mental health suffered at the hands of the royal family, that he was so traumatised with his life in the royal family. Like, what a spoilt little brat. A person of privilege such as his, to come out and blame everything on the royal family. He's a man of nearly 40 years old. It's about time he grew some balls and started taking actions for his own actions. Like, he's an adult now. Get over it. His mother died nearly 30 years ago. I know he will never get over that, and no one's asking him to. But stop riding her coattails. Stop putting out there all the time how traumatised you are and blah, blah, blah. Do you know, there's children in this world that lose their mother at much a younger age. There's children suffering with cancer, and those parents are having to see their children die before their very eyes. He's not the only person on this earth with trauma. We have all had trauma, but his trauma is a little different, isn't it? Because he came from privilege, money. He came from, such riches that none of us, or most of us, will never ever know. Well, we won't know about it. But he's such a spoilt brat that he has to blame everything on his father and Queen Camilla. It's time he actually stood up and said, I'm a man, I've got some balls, I'm going to deal with my issues myself. But no, he has to always put down the royal family. What a spoilt little brat. It's time Harry shut his mouth and started acting like a man. Or is his todger still frozen and he doesn't know where his balls have gone? Well, I bet you his balls are in her purse, because she's the one that rules the roost. Megsy is the one leading him around like he's such a child. He really did get a replacement mother with her, didn't he? And that's how he treats her, like his mum, which is quite gross, really, when you think about it. How could you look at this woman and go, oh my God, she's like my mother. She's so much like my mother, and sleep with her? He's a disgusting pig, in my opinion. That's my opinion. He's a disgusting pig. Oh, let me put that Elizabeth Arden cream on my todger. It smells like mummy. Gross. You're a pig. When is he going to stop throwing the royal family under the bus? We don't believe what he says. I don't know why he just doesn't tell his therapist this stuff in private. We all know he's had a therapist for a very long time, but yet he couldn't get therapy for his wife. Bullshit. How much more bullshit do we, as the population, the people of the world, have to endure with these two muppets? When are they ever going to flit away into the sunset and just live their happy little life in Montecito, California, New York, or wherever they reside? Because God knows where they reside. Mars would be a really good place to reside. I wonder if they can just go there, buy some land, and piss off and leave us all alone and stop attacking the royal family. I will always, I speak for myself, I will always defend the royal family. And if Harry doesn't like people defending the royal family, he can just go and distribute those lost in the post checks to his Sussex squad that he met up in Nigeria, because we all know the agenda behind that Nigerian trip. But again, this is all smoke and mirrors, because they want everyone to forget about the baby bumps. They want everyone to forget about the lies. The more bullshit they put out there, the more they think we're going to forget about the past. Nobody's forgetting about your disrespectful wife, Harry, and no one's going to forget your disrespect to the late Queen and Prince Philip. So play your little games, smoke and mirrors, whatever. You're both a bunch of losers. Catch you on the next one.